Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an experience like no other. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for The Mary D. Show, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. The Mary D. Show brings you powerful insights and inspiring stories from a diverse range of guests. Join our incredible host, Mary D. Welch, as she sits down with thought leaders, business owners, and changemakers, sharing their journeys and successes. From career professionals and entrepreneurs to educators and beauty advisors, Mary D. Welch interviews sports figures and health enthusiasts, offering a platform for extraordinary voices. Explore the world of extraordinary people and places in business and finance, homes and real estate, beauty and wellness, education and empowerment, sports and health, and more. Want to be a guest on the show? Call 619-669-8603 or email Mary at marydwelch.com. Visit www.marydwelch.com to learn more.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mary D. Show. If this is your first time, my name is Mary D. Welch, and welcome to the show. And if you've been here before, welcome. I'm just so glad that you came back to the show. I'd like to first thank you, our live viewers. Hi, live viewers. Then I'd like to thank you, our replay viewers. Hi, replay viewers. Many of you tell me, you say, I don't have a chance to watch the show live, but I watch you on the replay. I'm excited about that. Anytime you can watch the show, I'm really excited to have you here. So thank you. Then I want to thank you, our executive producer. Hi, babe. As many of you know, Oliver's in the background. He will be coming on this month. Those of you know, this is the month for Oliver, and I think I'll be able to get maybe a couple of the grandkids. You know how that goes. We know how that goes, right? So we'll see when that can happen. We'll see, because they are, it's Christmas vacation, and who knows where they are. Who knows what's going on with them? But you try. That's what you do. And then a couple of the kids may come on. I just like to. They see it. They kind of like, how kids are and your grandkids. They see you, but they don't see you. I'm going like this in slow motion. So if they can come, they'll come on the show too. So it just depends. I thank the sponsor for the show, Front Page Publishing. Front Page Publishing is one of the sponsors, and if you are looking to write and publish your book, you can send an email to contact@Front Page Publishing, and they will contact you about writing and publishing your book. Some of you may say, well, I have an idea for a book. That was so interesting when I heard somebody say that one time. I don't have a book, but I have an idea. I said, yeah, that's how a book starts. It's with an idea. But that's okay. If you have an idea, they have ghostwriters. If you want to write a children's book, if you want to publish a children's book, if you want to, maybe you have a manuscript and you want to edit it. All of those things can happen right there at Front Page Publishing. Or some people have manuscripts. This lady actually said this. She had manuscripts in the garage in boxes. 3 boxes. Think about what I'm saying, of manuscripts that she'd written and did nothing with it. Nothing. And I remember sharing with her. I said, well, those will go in the trash when you pass away. And she's like, but why would anybody throw it in the trash? I said, I'm going to tell you why. If you didn't care enough, why should they? Why should they? Then they're going to say, oh, she didn't care enough to publish that. So why? We didn't care. We don't. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of it, they don't even know what it is. They don't even know. So anyway, so keep that in mind. So I just wanted to, before we get started, I just want to share with everyone, next week, we're going to do a 2-part show, and it's on a community icon here in the Inland Empire. His name is Mr. Dale Roberts. And we're doing a part 1 and a part 2. I'm really excited about that for him and excited for the show. I've been wanting to get him on the show, and it hasn't been easy. He's been busy, and this time of year is kind of hard to catch people anyway. That's really how it is, but that's okay. He's going to come on the show next week, and we're excited to have him. He'll be on for the next 2 shows. That's what it is, those 2. And then the last one is when the family will be on. So, yes. Now, 2026. So we only have 3 more shows of 2025. I didn't look at the to see how many there are. It may be 4, but I know it's at least 3 for sure. And I say that because why is that important? 2026, let me tell you. Okay, I'm right. There's 3 more shows this year. 2026, we're moving to a new time. Yay! Yay! I'm excited. I'm excited for the Mary D show to be moving. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. The reason being, I'll share with you why. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Pacific Standard Time, the Tamron Hall show is on. Those of you that watch the soap opera Beyond the Gates is on. At 1 o'clock. All these are going on at the same time, and the Mary D show. Now, I would like to just believe that everybody will watch the Mary D show, but I'm more realistic. I think they're watching Beyond the Gates or Tamron Hall or any of the other shows that are. But the point is, that time slot was so impacted with so many other things. But that's okay, and that's why, come January of 2026. The Mary D show is live at 5:45. That is and you can tell your friends, you can tell your family, everybody. The Mary D show is live at 5:45. Now that's PM PST, Pacific Standard Time. Those of you on the East Coast, we just came back from the East Coast. We love the East Coast. We are fans of the East Coast. Oliver lived in New York for a while. He's lived in the East Coast. I've never lived back there, but I have a love for the East Coast. It's just in me. But we go back a lot, as a matter of fact. But we just came back yesterday, and it was those of you that saw my Facebook post where I thought about it later after I posted. I said, "You are acting like snow is something unheard of." But when I'm just being honest with you guys, I'm from California. If I want to see snow, I have to go to the mountains. If I don't go to the mountains, I would never see it. Never. Because we live in an area, the area that we live in was at one time a desert. It isn't now, but at one time it was. So it's now, I don't know what it is today. I think it's probably like 80 today. We were in Washington, D.C., and on Thursday it was snowing. And so for me, that's why I did the video, because I'm thinking, this is not our norm. This is the norm for the East Coast. But for me, it's exciting to see snow. I get all excited because I don't get to see that every day. But I probably get excited anyway. But still, I wanted to share that with you guys, that there was snow and snowing, and it was just something different, that kind of thing. We were back there for 4 or 5 days, something like that. We were in Maryland for a while. Then we went to DC for the rest of the time for a conference, gone for a while, which was really nice. Then we got stuck. In those. We're part of those. It was like 50 planes that were grounded in Atlanta for like 2 hours, but I didn't really care because I felt like, you know what, just as long as we get home safely, that's really what matters. It wasn't a matter, but it was. I did take pictures. I probably should have I could have showed them to you guys. But anyway, it was when you see. I had never seen that before, and that was all these planes just lined up. All these planes, and you're seeing Hartsfield-Jackson is one of the, if not the largest airport in the country. I don't know if it's the world. That I don't know. I just know. I know it is a connecting airport for so many places you want to go. We connected there to go to DC. So we were nonstop from here and then went there. But coming back was our adventure. I call them adventures when things like that happen. So now I have the story about how we got stuck on the tarmac in Atlanta for, I think, 2 hours, I think it was. And that's still a story. To me, every trip, you should have a story. When you travel there should be something that happens on that trip that makes you go, that made that trip interesting. And that makes a trip something you can share with somebody. Because some people think everything's supposed to go perfect when you travel. And I always laugh at that. When I always think, aha, yeah. No, I mean, obviously you haven't traveled, because if you have, things go. They can lose. I've had my luggage lost. I had my luggage missing. How long? 3 days. 3 days in Punta Cana. I didn't have any clothes. Well, I had clothes. It's so interesting. I had clothes. I'm laughing, but I had enough clothes in my carry-on that I was changing clothes every day. People said, "Did your luggage come?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Well, where are you getting these outfits from?" I said, "They were in my carry-on." They're like, "What? And you still have more clothes?" I go, "I still have more clothes. So when the luggage finally did come, they were like, "Wow, oh, okay." I'm just got a message that one of my best friends. I'm sitting up here because anyway, just that she just lost with her aunt. Oh, it's hard when anyway, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying this from personal experience. When you lose people, part of you goes with them. And I just changed the subject real quick because I just got the text that a friend lost her aunt, who she was the caregiver for. And when those things happen, a part of you goes with them. Let me say that. I've lost so many family and friends. Not a lot of friends, but more family. And I don't know if you guys can hear me. I am still congested. Oh, that's what happened too. Let me share this with you. We were on the plane going back east. Okay, so we're here all ready to go. Me and Al were fine. No illness, no nothing. We get off the plane in Maryland, in DC. And we both said the same thing. I feel a tickle in my throat. I don't know if you guys know that. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I feel. The instant I felt that, I knew it was because I did not wear a mask on the plane going. I wore a mask on the plane coming back. But when I really was on that plane and I said, I forgot, I didn't know Oliver had extra masks. I would have asked him for a mask. But so going, we didn't wear a mask. Did not wear a mask on the plane. My advice to anyone going on the plane now, wear a mask on the going, not, don't wait until, on the plane is what I'm trying to say. On the plane, wear a mask. On the plane, wear a mask. And I'm just going to give you this advice. Not that you don't have to take it, but take it. Because as soon as I got off that plane, I was so mad because all I kept thinking was, I knew if I didn't have that mask, that tickle turned into a full-blown cold. Right? I was like, wow, we were fine. So we had two things that happened. Those were like two things. But it still didn't stop us. We got throat lozenges, cough syrup. We got everything you could think of because we knew we had to stay. We still had stuff to do. We couldn't stop because we were sick, because it was meetings and workshops and this, that, and the other. So there was nothing to stop us. So, but anyway, I wanted to share all that. I said, I think I'm still high from that event. Those of you that know what I mean, a natural high. I'm sorry. A natural high, ladies and gentlemen, to me is you can't get any higher than natural high. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still on that from yesterday. I'm still on, because we just flew back yesterday. I'm still on that high. It's like a buzz. That's what I call it. It'll subside after it could. I'm surprised I'm still feeling like that today. Usually by the time you go to sleep, wake up, it's kind of like, it kind of goes away. It hasn't. I'm still on the natural high. So I'm still just feeling the energy from that event, from traveling, from all that. Now I will come down from that. It'll come down. It just hasn't done it yet. But for those of you that don't know what that is, let me explain. I'm trying to explain what it is. It's your body's natural endorphins that have brought that energy level up. That's where I'm still feeling that. I'm still feeling it from the conference. I'm still feeling it from the travel. I'm still feeling all that stuff. And it's that's what I call it. Now, I don't know with the science, that's not scientific, but that's why I feel like it's a buzzing. And which is a good buzzing. It is a good. I had enough energy to get up and do that 3-mile walk this morning, so I must be buzzing because I thought I think I went to bed like 10 o'clock last night thinking, oh, I'm not gonna want to get up and go on that walk tomorrow. I was woke at 5 o'clock, and that told me, yep, you walking. You walking. Got up and did my 3 miles. Got that. The only thing I don't do, ladies and gentlemen, is I don't. I haven't. I don't know if it sounds terrible or not. I haven't lift weights. I haven't put that in my yet. That's the best way to put that. I haven't done it yet. But my goal is to lift weights. You know, okay. My goal is to lift weights. So I definitely want to that's the goal, is to eventually start lifting weight. I haven't got that part yet. So that, but the 3 miles, 3 to 4, and I'm not up to 5 days a week. 3 to 4 days a week, I walk 3 miles in the morning. I'm still working on my water. Those of you know the water intake. I've got to get up to like a gallon of water a day. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. So that kind of thing. So, and let me say this too about traveling. I have some other, don't get me wrong. I haven't even really gotten to the show yet. I'm talking about everything I think. Everything that's been on my mind to share with all you guys. Is you meet so many good people. I met so many nice people, ladies and gentlemen. It was so much fun. And then when you're at a conference, it's people from all around the country. There was not like the people from just this state or just that state. That's what I liked about it. I met some very, very nice people. They were kind, or maybe we all are when you're out of town like that. I don't know. But I will tell you, it was such a good experience. And I met people that I hope we maintain friendships. I want it because they were, I think we were there for the same reason. We're there to make, I guess you could say, make life better for our communities, for our families, for the areas that we live in. How can we make it better? How can we do that? That is what we were there for. That is what I believe. That's what I was there for. So I think that's what they were there for too. I posted. What I post? I haven't posted pictures yet. I'll post the red carpet. I haven't done. Those of you that follow me, and those of you that don't, please go to Instagram and follow me. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, my Instagram game is very poor. But I say that because I've got to improve it. Not only do I have to improve it, I've got to be honest with myself. That's what just be honest with yourself. That's the hardest person to be honest. It's not being honest with other people. I've got to get my Instagram game up. I need to learn more about not only how to post, what to post, all the bells and whistles and all those things, because there's a couple of people I've talked to. They want to come on the show, but they didn't say. Let me tell you this truth. They never said you have a low Instagram account. They never said that. This is what they did. They said they wanted to come on the show. Then a day or so later, they didn't do. I asked them. I said, "Well, send your bio." By the way, I say this to everybody that comes on the show. I need your headshot and a bio. Everybody here should have a headshot. Everybody. You need a professional headshot that is from neck up, a little lower than neck up, but just really represents you well. That's what you do. Just everybody has to have that, especially entertainers. They have to have that. Come on now. That's part of just being an entertainer. And the only thing I asked for was a headshot in the bio. Now, I didn't get it. And I said, Then I sent another message. I need a headshot in the bio. I still didn't get it. Then I thought about it. I said, okay, wait a minute. They're waiting for you to figure this out. They don't want to have to tell you. That's what I tell you, the things you learn. So I sat there and I said, oh, you don't have enough. Your Instagram is not popping. It's not. Until you get that Instagram up and they start seeing some numbers and some followers and this, that, and the other, and you start doing what you need to do. Let's say I can tell you, I bet if I had 100,000 people, they would have came on there. On my Instagram, I'm saying 100,000 followers on Instagram. Or what if I had 2 million? Think you would have came in? I think they would have been there. What if I had 5 million, 6 million, 10 million, 100 million? 100 million, I'm exaggerating. But the point is that not just Instagram, TikTok, you guys know what I'm talking about. If your social media game is not on point, people like, no. I'm not coming. I'm not. So it taught me a lesson. Now think about it. They have not said one word to me. They have not said it. They have not, but they never sent that headshot and they never sent that bio. Neither one of them. So I said, okay. They're telling you. Sometimes you don't always hear when people are telling you. I'm speaking for me, not you. This is me talking. And I had to listen to them. And I went to my Instagram and I said, you need help. I did to myself. I said, you need help. You need somebody to help you with your Instagram. So that's what I'm working on too. Is getting the Instagram together. Because I said, you got to just be honest. You need to get it together. Right now, a book is coming out. I need that Instagram to be popping, because to have a book come out and you want your book to go. Who doesn't want their book to go number one? That's just a given. Everybody does. But you got to have mechanisms. They don't just go to number one. It doesn't work like that. You got to have reasons. Why would people even know you even have a book? All that. But I'm working. Ladies and gentlemen, 2026, you're going to see a whole new Mary D show. I'm telling you. Because I work with people that are... depending on if I'm on a movie set or something, I'll be working with people. But many of them have already been on the show. So I'm just saying, but that was because they were kind to me. It's I knew them personally or something like that. But there are other people that will come if I only had that Instagram game on point. So guess what? The Instagram about to get on point. The Facebook social media is like 7,000. That's not too bad. That's still not good enough, though. It really isn't. But that's okay. But it's still not. It needs work. Let me just say that. But now to sit down and focus on it is a real thing. It's the real deal. Instead of, I think initially I was just not understanding everything. That's the truth of the matter. And now I'm like, you better understand it, because they're going to help you understand it. I want to bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, once a week, I know people think, oh, she's only on once a week. You would think it's easy to be on once a week. Once a week is just as much work as being. So all the other shows you see on there on 5 days a week, I do all that work for once a week. But it's not just me. I'm going to be honest. There's a team. You don't really see them, as many of you know. You see Oliver, but it takes a team. It takes a team. There are people behind me that, if it wasn't for them, I couldn't do it. But I'm gonna go to the comments, because I looked at the comments real quickly here, and you guys had some comments. So let me see. I want to first say hi to everybody. I told you guys I'm still on that high, so don't think I'm not. I am still high. Believe it. So we have Re-Prepared to Present. Hi, Re-Prepared to Present. Welcome to the show. I know I'm still. It's like you're. Now, believe me, I haven't had anything to drink or anything like that. But that's what you feel like. Like you've been drinking, or you just like, you're not woozy, but you just woo. ooh, like that. So I just want you to know, I'm just happy to be alive. I'm just happy. I'm also happy that we travel. Anytime you travel 6,000 miles and come home safe, the first thing I did was thank God. When that plane landed, I was so, because as you know, you're in the air, anything can happen. Let's just be honest. So it's just thankful and grateful that we made the trip and we're back home and we're safe. So thank you. Next, we have Trevor Carter. Trevor, peace and blessings, Sister Queen. Sister Queen, what what the mouth do? What is it? Anyway, Trevor, I can't tell you. I'm just talking. You are Mason? I don't know what that means. Are you Masony? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I don't know what that even means. You have to tell me what that means. See, I told you guys came back with a cold. Told you. Excuse me I'm sorry about that coughing. This is Krisha. I don't know who that is, people. Hi, though. Welcome to the show. I'm seeing these new names. Welcome. Let's see. Hi. Krisha and saying hi. Okay, now, and we have, is that Nanette? Hi, Nanette. Super fan. Hi, Nanette. Nanette. Now, I didn't see Nanette the super fan. Elaine's a super fan. I can name my super fans. Nanette is number one that lives 2 blocks away. Then we have Elaine, a super fan. I'll see Elaine on Saturday. And this is Processy. Hello, is it pink? I don't know what that means. You guys it says girl, and then somebody said, girl, listen. I don't know what that means. Okay, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I'm saying, oh, that's sweet of you. Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's nice of you. And what did you say? My uncle sounds like my uncle sounds like you. Remember I said that? I said, can you guys hear the cold still in me? I feel it. Excuse me. See, I'm still coughing. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. Antonio. Oh, I lost it. Hold on. I haven't got into what we're going to talk about today. Let me tell you what we're talking about. I haven't got into that. I saw Antonio. Hold on. I saw Richard. Antonio. I went down too far. Okay. And Oliver, you are not set up in full screen mode. Oh, I'm not, Oliver? Ooh, Oliver, I'm glad you told me that. What am I? Is that better? Okay. Hi, Antonio. Oh, let me tell you. Hi, Antonio. Hi, superfan Antonio. Is that right, Oliver? I think Oliver left me a message. Those of you who see. Okay. As you know, I told you guys Oliver be watching. He keeps track. Thank goodness. Because I just made a change. I hope that made the change. I don't know if that did or not. Okay. I don't know. I guess he'll tell me. Antonio, I'm feeling good, but I have a cold. But I still, you guys probably can hear that nasal anyway. But I'm here and I'm fine. Let me say that. Thank you. You're not set up in full screen mode. Okay. I hope that I made the change, Oliver. And then Richard Nichols. Hi, Richard Nichols. It was so nice seeing you last night. Hello. And Richard's a super fan too. Richard is one of the commentators on the Sandy Rose show, which is it follows this show. So at 2:00 p.m., those of you that are on Facebook, I don't know if they're on Instagram, but for sure they're on Facebook. You can watch the Sandy Rose show, and Richard Nichols is one of the commentators on that show. So you can go there and calm down. Okay. You said, calm down. You know what I told you. I said, that's why I was telling us, it's that coming from an event, it's like a high. This is real stuff. You said, Nanette says, I lived in the snow for 1 to 4 years. young and much preferred our Mediterranean climate and riverside or tropical life. Once I get cold, it takes me forever to warm up. Okay, Nanette. You know, I think this is what I think about it. I was not raised in it. That's all it is. That's all it is. Had I been raised in the snow, I'd be fine. I have no doubt I would be fine. It's only because I wasn't raised in it. That's all. And you said, I was partying hard. Richard, you're right. We went to just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Flew in last night. Flew in yesterday afternoon. Not last night. Yesterday afternoon. We just had no time, basically, take a shower, change clothes, get dressed, and then go to a birthday party for a dear friend, her 75th birthday. And I'm sitting, and we're fine. But at the same time, I don't know if we're fine because we came home and crashed. We were exhausted. But I don't think I even knew I was exhausted. Like I said, I think I'm still running on adrenaline. I really believe that. So just know, we had a good time. We had a really good time. And this is Anita says hello. Hi, Anita. Hi, sweetheart. And this is Miss Kendall 2011. Hi, Miss Kendall 20. I remember you. Welcome back. I want to make sure I got all your comments in because I didn't want, I loved for you guys. Your interaction means a lot. It does. And I didn't even get into what today's show is about. Oh, but I did make sure I shared with you. We're moving and it's 5:45 starting 2026. That's new. So I'm excited about that. What she said? I'm laughing because they said, bring it down. That's that adrenaline. That's what that is. I thought, okay, am I calmer? Is that better? Anyway, today's show. Okay. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen. And maybe that's why I was so high, at the beginning, is because we're going to talk about something that's not that, what's the word? It's not that interesting, but I think it's something we need to talk about because we're right in the middle of it. And that's the holidays. And we're going to talk about holiday blues. Holiday blues. That's the topic for today. So I'm going to talk because I'm saying that the holidays, we have not a misconception. I don't want to sound like that, but I think holiday blues is something we need to at least touch on. This is my hope by talking about things like this, especially holiday blues, is that if there's anyone or anyone that may need this information, you can pass it on. Excuse me. Let me go over, I guess, what I'm going to talk to you first about. What is it? This is how I wanted to share with you because let me do this. I didn't want you guys to hear me do all that coughing. That's why I turned the sound down. Okay. Now. Oh, holiday blues. It is. Let me see. Oliver, I know you can hear me. Can you please bring me some water? I hate to ask you to do that in the middle of the show, but I got that dry spot in my throat. So anyway. Oh, holiday blues. The pressures and stresses, the demands of shopping, cooking, hosting guests can be overwhelming. It can be. I had to learn to reduce that for my own self, but this is for if you're in this mode of all of these things going on, I used to have to plan months in advance for the holidays. I would do my holiday shopping like in July and August and start wrapping presents in October so that by the time December came, I didn't have to go out and rush and buy and be in all the chaos. I was done with everything by November so that I could cook and get ready for the holidays in December, those kind of things. So I had to learn And then another thing I did, and Christmas cards were a really big thing. All my Christmas cards were done before the summer. Done, ready to mail, everything, because I didn't have time. I was a single mother, and for those of you that are not aware, I was widowed at 35, and so with 3 children, and I didn't have it was no, to be honest, there was really no help. My family lived 100 miles away, and it was just me and my 3 kids, pretty much. I have no family. Now I do. Now my sister and her husband, after the boys were grown up, then they moved. They're 20, 25 minutes away. But at the time that they were growing up, no one in our family lived near me. There was nobody I could say I had help with them. I wish I had, but that's just the way it worked out. So I had to plan a different way. So that's what I did, as I was just explaining to you how I did life. I did it each month. I would do one thing, like 1 month. The way I did my Christmas cards, which now people don't really use that anymore, I would address Christmas cards while I was watching TV. I didn't do them all the same night. I did like 5 a night. That's how I did my Christmas cards, to get them out. That was my system to do that. Then the next month I would do something else that was leading toward that. But anyway, it is overwhelming. That's what I would say. Because you're trying to do everything. But to me, to do it all at the same time, that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to have to do it all at the same time. So that's, you are not, oh, Oliver, I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Just a minute. I did. I thought, oh, thank you. Let me see. Hold. Throat lozenge. Okay. It said I'm not in full screen mode. I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's just in the middle of it.
Oh, it's the narrow one?
Yes.
I don't know why then. I can't control that then. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. He's telling me I'm not in. Hold on, maybe this is it. X is a little there. I'm still not in full screen mode, and we don't know why. I'm sorry about that. Okay. But so my advice to any of you that if you're feeling overwhelmed, please try to break up whatever it is that you're doing. Instead of trying to do it all at once, do it in, small bites or a little at a time. That's how I was able to do it. And it would take literally half the year to get ready for Christmas. Isn't that something? But that's what it did. I easily started in June to get ready for Christmas. Sure did. So that's one tip I would give you. Because Christmas can be overwhelming. It can be. Anyway, the pressures and stresses, the demands of cooking and hosting guests can be overwhelming. Loneliness, some people feel isolated if they're away from family and friends during the holidays. Unmet expectations. The holidays are often portrayed as joyful and perfect, which can lead to disappointment if real life doesn't match those expectations. Financial strain. The cost of gifts and celebrations can cause stress, leading to anxiety about money. All of these things. Oh, look at it. Okay. Tips for coping with holiday blues. Set realistic expectations. It's okay to simplify plans and prioritize what truly matters. Reach out. Connect with friends and support groups to share feelings and experiences. Practice self-care. Engage in activities that promote relaxation and well-being. And thank you for the tip to bring it down. And well-being, such as exercise or meditation. I would highly recommend both exercise. I would even add to read the Bible to do that, but that's at your preference. Volunteer. Helping others can provide a sense of purpose and community. If you, it can be a food kitchen, it can be a homeless shelter. There's always a need. So if you're feeling lonely or whatever the case may be, or you're away from your family, you can always volunteer. Seek professional help. If feelings of sadness persist, consider talking to a mental health professional. So if you're feeling any of those things, recognize warning signs. Changes in behavior, mood, or sleeping patterns. If you notice someone is withdrawing from friends, family, and activities. Expressions of hopelessness or feeling trapped. Sudden changes in personality or extreme mood swings. Open up communication. So you want to talk to that person. If it's not you and you seeing the signs of someone else, please don't ignore any of these things. People have ignored these things and people have committed suicide. The thing of it is, on these kind of things, there's no way to know. There's no way to know that a person's going to do something like this. So these are just kind of some tips. Provide support and encourage help. Help the person find professional help, such as a therapist or counselor. Support them in reaching out to friends and family. Offer to accompany them to appointments or support groups. Create a safety plan. Encourage the individual to create a list of coping strategies and resources. Include emergency contacts and mental health crisis numbers. Discuss safe places where they can go when feeling distressed. Reduce access to lethal means. Possibly remove or restrict access to the materials or methods that they might consider using to harm themselves. Follow up. Stay in touch and check in on how they are doing. Regularly encourage and support them, showing that they are not alone. Promote healthy lifestyle choices. Encourage physical activity, proper nutrition, and sufficient rest. Suggest engaging mindfulness practices or hobbies that bring joy. Educate yourself and others. Learn about mental health and suicide prevention resources to better understand and support those in need. As many of you are well aware, this is the time of year that more people commit suicide than any other time of the year. Resources. Now, going back, let me give you some help with resources. Oh, I see. We have some comments here. And thank you, Richard said. Richard said, keep up the good. Thank you, Richard. And you keep up the good work you're doing also. And Richard, you said, you don't know how the holiday blues, and I don't want to say I am stressed, even though I am. I have 1,000 things to do and on my mind. I try to think that I am not stressed and try to relax my mind. You know, Richard, I think in a lot we all do. Sometimes if I think about the things I need to do, what I've had to do for me is I just write them down. And I think just writing them, this is how I get through a lot of stuff, is I write it down and I get so much pleasure from checking it off a list. You would think, I just love it when I can go to that, whatever it is, and check one thing off. I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you. I remember I had to mail a letter last week and I was just in the car. I just had mailed it. And I had to make a point to just drive to the post office, put it in it. And I felt, oh my gosh, I could check that off the list. That's one less thing on my list. It just, to me, it just helped me. It just helps when I write them down and make a list and I check them off one by one. I am overwhelmed now because I am decorating for Christmas inside and out, and I'm trying to get excited. Oh, don't worry, you'll be excited. You're about to have a house full of people. That's going to make you excited. That will do it. So I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, this is important to me. Thank you, Richard, because, no, that's not, I don't think it's maybe already down here. Is it? There it is. Okay. I want to give you this and make sure everybody has this. Now, this is what I would say. You personally may not need this, and that's okay. Oh, did it disappear? Oh, I'm sorry. It went down that quick. I thought it was going to stay up. Did I take it down? Hold on. Hide it. Okay, show it. Is it scrolling by? No, I wonder what happened. The banner. Hold on. Oh, that's not the one. I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong banner. This one. Okay. Now, there we go. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And it says talk. And the reason being that if I'm not mistaken, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Oh, it keeps coming. Okay. Oh, I know what it is. It only stays up 10 seconds. But the reason I'm just have to keep putting it back up there for you because I want to make sure those of you that would like to write it down, you get a chance to write it down. And let me get that for you. It won't stay up though, I don't think. There. Okay. I don't even know if you guys can see it. I'm going to give you the number just in case you can't see it. It's 1-800-273-TALK. 1-800-273-TALK. Okay? That's the National Suicide Prevention, and they talk to you. I think that's what it is. Because sometimes some people just need somebody to listen to what they're going through. And maybe everybody's busy. And then another thing, they may not want people to know they're going through stuff. And so when they're calling these anonymous numbers like that, they don't have to worry. That's not their family or friend or anybody else that knows that they're going through that. Okay? The other one is a crisis text line. You text the word hello to 741741. 74, put hello, 741741. Okay? Let me say it again. The crisis text line. Text the word hello in all caps. HELLO, all caps. 741741. And they will text with you. Or text, not just you. I'm just saying, if you know somebody. I'm going to start adding this to the emails that go out. Those of you on the email list and even on the text list. These emergency numbers. Because it doesn't matter if you may not need it. You may not ever need it. But somebody does. And somebody you know does. Somebody I know does. This is just the world that we live in now. And one of the biggest crises we have now, ladies and gentlemen, is teenagers. Teenagers, it is an epidemic that teenagers are committing suicide. Epidemic. So many teenagers are committing suicide. So these numbers, and I'm going to give them to you again because I have them, but as Oliver was sharing with me, you may not be able to see them. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. 1-800-273-8255. I'm going to say it again. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. 1-800-273-8255. That's for someone to talk with or speak to someone on the phone. And if they prefer to text, they text the word in all caps, hello. Text it to 74 17 41. Hello. 74 17 41. And they will text back to them and talk with them. Now, hold up, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want you. Because I want you to hear me coughing. Okay, here we go. So, all of this was important to me, but I just want to tell you it's important that if this helps one person, it doesn't help to help tons of people, just one person. One person's going to get this information and it's going to save their life. One. They're going to get that from one of you. They're going to get that text information, or they're going to get the lifeline information. And it was just what they needed when they needed it. So please share with your family, your friends. Please text it out. Please let people know they're not alone, that there are people here that understand how they're feeling, and they're there for them. They're there for them. I'm going to share one of my stories with you, just so people know. I was 16 or 17 and went through a breakup with a boyfriend. And I called I don't know that I was suicidal. I just wanted somebody to talk to. I think that's what it was. But the point was, I had somebody to talk to. And the guy on the phone told me, he said, how old are you? And I said, 16. He said, so you and your boyfriend broke up? And I said, yes. And he said, so do you think you'll ever have another boyfriend? I said, I don't know. And he said, well, if you've had that boyfriend, I promise you have another boyfriend. He was very kind, very kind. And I'll never forget that. But I remember thinking, I didn't want to talk to my family about it, because then they're going to have their views about it. They're going to have their attitudes. And not only that, and this is what I went through, right? So I'm telling you what I experienced with my own life. I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want to hear it about it. I didn't want to discuss it again. I want it to be on my terms. I didn't want to, if I talk to my family, and then they come back again and start, well, how are things going with you? Or what happened? And all that. I didn't want to go through all that. That's why having a neutral, having a person, I don't know that man, never met him, and wouldn't know him if I saw him. He was a voice on the phone, but he was so kind. That's the one thing I remember. I was 16. I don't want to tell you. I'll tell you. Well, those of you guys know how old I am now. So I'll tell you how many years that was. Over 50 years ago. Think about that. And these lines have been going on nonstop. Nonstop. They've never stopped. But that was that one, and I think that's the only time I've ever called. And we end up getting back together anyway. So the point, but when you're hurting and you're in pain, I wanted somebody to talk to, but I definitely didn't want to hear about it again. That was my issue. I definitely didn't want somebody asking me about, when did you guys break up and what happened? And how everybody want to know your business. That's what I got from that. When I made that call, nobody knew. Nobody knew about what I was going through with me and nobody in my family knew. I didn't tell my friends. I didn't tell any of them because then they would have came with their preconceived, he wasn't no good anyway. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. So if you don't want to hear that, then you're more likely not to turn sometimes. Because how many times have you heard people say, well, they didn't say anything. I would have helped them. No. I understand why people don't say anything. I didn't say anything to my family. I mean, I don't believe I was suicidal, but I wanted to talk to somebody. That was the one thing I got from that. I wanted to speak with someone, but I didn't know who to talk to that I would never hear it again. Now that you guys know about it, but see, you know what I mean. I didn't want to hear their opinions. I just didn't want to hear it. And talking on the phone to that gentleman, one thing I knew, I would never hear about this again. And I have never heard about it, except now that I've told you about it. But I wanted that for me. I didn't want to hear other people's opinions. I didn't want to hear what they thought about him or what they didn't think about him, or I didn't want to hear it. And I think that's how other people feel too. It's not that we're not people's friends and all those things, but we have opinions. We have an opinion. I don't even know if we can be that. I don't even know. Can we just be without having an opinion about people? I don't really know. I don't really know. I don't have an answer for that. So I will say this. I really hate that we think about it. I don't hate that we need the lines. I could say I hate that I had to use it, but I used it because I didn't know where else to go to talk to someone and talk and not feel. And I think the word is, and we don't like to use it, is judged and not feel judged. And that's what I was looking for when I called. I didn't want to feel judged. And I got that. There was no judgment. He was just saying, well, you got that boyfriend, you'll get another boyfriend. That was it. Nothing, life shattering, wasn't like that. Very much, it's okay to feel like this. That's what he gave me then. That what your feelings were validated. But he goes, don't even worry about that. In other words, there's other boyfriends coming. That's just one. And I think that was my first boyfriend. I think so. Maybe that's what it was. That's probably what it was. So I'm saying that to you, ladies and gentlemen, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, these lines are open. And you know why? People need them. They need them. Mine wasn't about a holiday. Mine wasn't about being stressed. I was a 16-year-old going through a painful breakup. And I didn't want to hear anybody's opinion about it. And that's really hard now to think about it. You would have thought I would have been going to girlfriends, all that, but I didn't. Now, just imagine if I was suicidal. Would I have gone to them? I don't think so. I don't think so. So it really makes you think, why is it we don't go to the people that are closest to us? And I think it's the judgment. That's what I think. Because we judge. And I'm guilty of it. We judge. So that's why I think it is. And that's what I have to work on. So I don't know. For the new year, the no judgment zone. Isn't that one? Who was that? The workout place, they go no judgment. That's with the Planet people, I forget. Anyway, Planet Fitness, is that what it is? Anyway, where you work out in this no judgment zone. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're nearing the end of the show for today. I wanted to tell you, thank you for taking time to be here. I'm always honored when you take time out of your day and come by. Those of you that are coming by the replay, thank you. I have people that tell me they put it on and they're washing dishes and that kind of thing, or they're whatever they're doing, but I still appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you would be so kind, and those of you who have Instagram, my Instagram is let me go back. It's at Mary _D_ Welch, WELCH. That's my Instagram. If you'd be so kind and follow me on Instagram, I appreciate it. TikTok, I think my TikTok is Mary D. Welch on TikTok. Facebook is Mary D. Welch on social media. Where else? I debut. Many of you have already subscribed to the YouTube show, and thank you for that. So help me to get that Instagram going and get the social media going, and help me, because I can tell you, nobody does this alone. Nobody does. I need your help in order to grow these platforms because I can't do it by myself. But I do want to thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. I love each and every one of you. And I'll see you on Monday, a week from today. Bye, everybody.